Today we're flying SAS from Copenhagen to London on board an A320Neo. Come and join me as we travel in SAS Go. I'll show you the cabin and tell you all about the experience, all from the comfort of my aisle seat. There's a fair few people around this late Sunday afternoon. Welcome to Terminal 3 here at Copenhagen Airport. Just got off the train, walking through Scandinavian check-in. You have the option of manned or self-service check-in desks here at Terminal 3. We've checked in online so we can go straight through security. Security took 15 minutes and we're dropped off into duty free. There seems to be a fair bit of construction work happening at the moment, but still plenty of shops, obviously a Lego store, and plenty of places to eat and drink too. It's gate D101 for us today, which is through passport control as we exit the Schengen zone. There's very few shops here, to be honest. There's a small duty free and a convenience store. So into the D area, D101 or 104 is where our flight's leaving from today. So just clear through immigration and head into that gate now. The D gates, it turns out, are a mezzanine level above the main departure thoroughfare. Up here there's kind of limited seating and even more limited charging options, one to be aware of. Boarding started 50 minutes before departure, which shocked me a little. It did showcase the best of the SAS app though, which is fantastic and shows the percentage of boarding that has already been completed. As you can imagine, starting 50 minutes early means quite a slow boarding process, so we waited it out till around 80% of boarded, at which point we still had 30 minutes to go before pushback time, and I'm glad we did. Our friends took the bait and boarded early, only to find themselves boarding not boarding, in this case into the small holding pen downstairs before the aircraft was ready. No waiting in the holding pen for us today, until we then had to spend 25 minutes stood waiting on the jet bridge. Hardly surprising though, I guess, given that no boarding groups were used and there's a mix of passengers sitting at the front and at the back, all trying to get on the aircraft at the same time. Today's aircraft then is a 1-year-old A320Neo, EI-SIU, operated by SAS Connect. Here's a seat map featuring 180 seats across both SAS Plus at the front and SAS Go from row 11 backwards. The legroom you get does vary, but generally the front is better, with the last two rows best being avoided at quite a tight 28 inches. On board now, it's seat 7A for us. SAS sat us together with auto-assigned seats. I quite like that. The seat features the safety card and the buy on board menu at the top. There's a USB port and a full-size tray table that adjusts towards and away from you. There's a small elasticated seat pocket which won't fit too much in, but the legroom feels good with the 30 inches of aforementioned seat pitch. The seat also reclines as demonstrated by the guy in front for the whole flight. And don't forget the coat hook to the right of each seat. As is standard on narrowbodies, individual reading lights and air vents are available. Let's swat up quickly on the emergency procedures, and with that we're taking off on time and climbing out of runway 22 right. We'll climb to 38,000 feet and land in London after 1 hour and 41 minutes of flying. Food and drink next, and there's a fair selection for a short flight. All chargeable with the exceptions of tea and coffee, which are complimentary when travelling in economy, or rather SAS Go as we are today. In the spirit of showing you the full experience, I've pre-ordered a meal before the flight. Pre-orders start at £4.40 for a toastie, but we can do better than that. A pizza perhaps? I can't imagine that will heat up too well on a plane. The next tier hits £11.30, so I'm expecting something good. A few specialty meals and then we're on to the main stuff. Chicken. Could be a contender. Certainly sounds appetizing. This is the one though, a meat meal. Although, looking at the photo, it seems to be mainly salad with some meat in the corner. And delivered 20 minutes after takeoff, here's our brown box meal. Beef pastrami with a salad of quinoa and roasted root vegetables, radish and lavage. Dill and vinegar mayo, cauliflower, pickled with beetroot and lettuce. And here she is, small, delicate, but just like the photo and actually really tasty. Oh, and there's 2 crunchy crackers in here too. After all that food, it's time to recharge. I've ventured to the middle rear toilet and it is cramped. Check out this tiny sink. Other than that, it's a fairly unremarkable but clean aircraft bathroom. Now remember when I said to avoid the back 2 rows earlier because of their tighter leg room? Well, it actually gets worse than that. The very back row has no window either, and the back 2 rows have no overhead storage for your luggage. As you can see, it's a pretty full flight today. The lighting dimmed to allow you to get some rest if you need it. Plenty of people making use of their charging ports, but that's not to use the Wi-Fi unfortunately, as it wasn't enabled during the flight. At the front is SAS Plus, which gets you the same seats, but with complimentary snacks and lounge access before you board. There's no curtain though, and don't expect a free middle seat. After a small hold and some lovely evening views of the illuminated London below, we're lining up to land with our gear down and touching down onto 27 left. As we disembark, what did we pay for this flight? Well, we booked 4 months in advance and paid £58 each, plus £12 for our cabin bag. A reasonable fare, I think. Okay, so that was SAS from Copenhagen to here at Heathrow Terminal 2. Decent airline, sort of what you'd expect really. They did go a little bit above and beyond with the free tea and coffee. Meal left a lot to be desired, but you know what, should probably have expected that anyway. Would I fly them again? Probably, yeah, definitely think they're a pretty good way to get into Scandinavia and the Nordics. But until we do that again, thanks very much for watching. Give us a like, subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.